Who are you? So stupid. Take a breath and answer me. Just because you are shaking and have an attitude, it doesn't impress me. Don't be smart with me. Straighten up your attitude. People are watching you today. Do you still live with your mother?
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. I have very little patience for weak Republicans these days. If you don't know what hour it is, then get off the field and let the real men fight. And ladies and gentlemen, I had very little faith in the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, who ran a complete garbage election in 2020 with so many broken systems and so many problems, and it's all being revealed, and it's just such a mess. And if you actually want people to care about your elections, then you're going to have to stand behind them and show people the evidence of the actual victories, right? Nobody's saying that there should be some pre-prescribed planned outcome. That's what Democrats are saying. All we're saying is show us the evidence. Oh, you've deleted all the files? Oh, you didn't scan the ballots? Oh, these people voted like 30 different times? Oh, these ballots were scanned 1 million different times? Oh, people are bringing luggage carts of ballots up and out from under the tables as soon as the clock strikes 12, as soon as the cameras go off, as soon as there's a water leak? Like, don't you want people to trust your election? Voter ID is racist. It's racist. Black people can't get an ID. That's racist. Asking black people to get an ID. We'll get to that in just a second. So this is a nightmare, and Georgia is a nightmare, and they made it a nightmare because Democrats need to win Georgia. Georgia's like this big pickup for them. Georgia should obviously be a 20-point voter election state for Republicans. But because of sloppy processes and because of shenanigans, well, Georgia went for Joe Biden in 2020 by 10,000 votes. Shocking that. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great aplomb and actual compliment that we go to the desk of Brian Kemp and say, cool, dude. Cool job, dude. Because Brian Kemp just did something good. And it's worth acknowledging that when it happens. 24 presidential contest looming. Georgia's governor signs new election changes into law. They are very, very good changes. Brian Kemp signed a legislation on Tuesday that makes additional changes to Georgia's election law ahead of the 2012 presidential campaign in battleground states, including defining probable cause for removing voters from the rolls when their eligibility is changed. This is a very good thing. Let's go to the breakdown here from Charlie Kirk. So this is a new law, SB 189, into law, voting integrity measure that will help clean up voter rolls in the state. The law defines probable cause for removing voters from the rolls when their eligibility is challenged. The list of challenges includes death, evidence of voting or registering in another jurisdiction, tax exemption, indicating a primary residence elsewhere, or non-residential address. The new law even says that the national change of address list can be considered to help clean the rolls. The Georgia bill allows voters to be removed from the rolls up until 45 days before the election. The left is already slamming the new law as voter suppression, effort to disenfranchise marginalized group. Wrong. This is about ensuring that mass mail-in ballots, a scheme designed by Democrats, isn't used to abuse and stuff ballots. Congratulations, Georgia. We need more of this. All the right people are celebrating, including some of the Tea Party movement people and the Trump people from the state, signed the election bill, approving provisions of the bill. QR codes, scanned ballots. Pretty awesome. Apparently, they're going to now Watermark ballots. The ACLU is pissed off at it. So that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and read. The House bill adds watermarks to ballots, displays ballot pictures online, and requires more audits of statewide elections. Well, that's really good. Uses technology to verify the accuracy of text on ballots. House Bill 1207 requires election workers to be U.S. citizens, allows fewer voting machines on election days, guarantees poll watchers close access to allow candidates proof of ballot errors. So the candidates and their teams can actually watch the count. The Senate bill changes rules for mass voter challenges, eliminates computer QR codes from ballots, adds ballot security procedures, and erases requirement for third-party presidential candidates to appear on the Georgia ballot. So this seems like crazy good. He signed 3 election integrity bills into law today. Election fraudsters are furious about this, and they should be. 3 new election bills ahead of 2024 presidential election. It's a great photo they picked there. So this is amazing. Ballot security, scanning and posting of ballots, risk limiting audits, pilot program for auditing optical character recognition, and public transparency. This is really amazing. Mandates that ballots used in optical scanning voting systems and ballot marking devices are printed on paper with visible watermarks, a security feature. The watermark must identify the paper as official Georgia ballot, ensuring the authenticity of maintaining voter anonymity. Wait, this is like really odd. Why would they need to do this if there weren't inauthentic ballots run through the machines? So that's a question here, right? It's always a question, like, what problem were you solving for exactly? If there were a bunch of fake ballots that were shoved through the machines in 2020, why would you need, if that didn't happen, why would you need to do this? The bill requires that all absentee ballots be scanned to create a digital image with the resolution of at least 600 dots per inch. Scanned images are then maintained in a statewide system, which Secretary of State is tasked to establish and manage. Pretty awesome. This expands the type of contests subject to risk-limiting audits, which is statistical methods to ensure the accuracy of election outcomes. The law defines the parameters of these audits, including maximum statistical probability incorrect outcome could go undetected. Joe Biden jumps at 3 a.m. in the morning, right? Boop. Joe Biden's down by hundreds of thousands of votes. Then boop, he just has like 500,000 added. Yeah. This system would go, no. Pilot program, auditing using optical characteristic, and public transparency. The bill also includes provisions to enhance transparency, requiring the audit process be conducted in public view and the details of audits be made available to the public promptly. These are awesome. These are awesome bills. Amazing. U.S. citizenship requirement. Amazing. Candidate qualifying, ballot proofing and accuracy, poll watcher access, regulations, adjustment to voting equipment. This is incredible. The scanning of the ballots and the ballot security, this measure alone, I think, would have won Donald Trump, Georgia, by 100,000 votes. I think that measure alone. Donald Trump is really, really excited about this. His daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, is at the RNC. She's been talking nonstop about voter fraud. So isn't that nice? Isn't that refreshing to finally hear that? Trump announced his campaign will be partnering with the RNC and state Republican parties to launch a historic election integrity effort to ensure what happened in 2020 will never happen again. Laura Trump also saying that she is going to be dropping lawsuits on these states that do not have election integrity. Democrats love election season. Republicans are pushing for one election day. That's exactly right. Because we actually have voters. Democrats have algorithms. Democrats have a machine for balloting, okay, and harvesting or trafficking ballots. We actually spoke to people in Georgia. This was a year or two ago when these initial round of Georgia election integrity laws were being debated. Everyone was screaming that they were racist. And there was one guy that went to the streets of Atlanta and asked people if getting an ID was racist. Here's just a little sampling of what we found.
And now it's time for
Is it racist?
My question for you today, sir, is do you have an ID?
Do I have an ID? Yes, I do.
Have you ever been asked for your ID? Do you ask people for their IDs? You probably do all the time, right?
All the time. I get asked for my IDs by Georgia State police officers and APD. Right. Anybody that asks me about an ID, just check to see if we are who we are. I don't think it's racist or prejudice against people that ask about ID.
Cheese. And I'm walking.
Georgian. I heard that no one in Georgia has an ID.
Well, first one, cheese. I want my money.
John, she has an ID and she wants her money.
Pay me my money.
So Georgia's in the news right now for requiring IDs when people vote. Our question is, do you have an ID?
I do have an ID. Yeah.
Have you ever been asked for it? If you're buying something or traveling somewhere?
Yes. Yeah.
Does it bother you?
No, not really.
Isn't that a little politically incorrect?
How would you be able to travel and do your music if you didn't have an ID?
Exactly. I don't know. I think everybody's just hella touchy about everything, to be honest.
Okay, the question of the day is, do you have an ID?
Yep.
You own an ID?
Got a driver's license.
And a driver's license. Is asking for validation of who you are a racist thing?
It's not racist. It's not racist.
Do you have an ID? That's our question.
Yeah.
You get asked for your ID. Like at the store or if you're on a plane?
Yeah, you need your ID. So.
John, we are here with Ariana from Georgia State University. Ariana, do you have an ID?
I do, yeah.
Do you feel attacked when someone asks you for an ID?
No, that's ridiculous. That's crazy.